Well, we will find out because we want to welcome in the RNC's Youth Advisory Chair, Brilyn Hollyhand, to the show for discussion on how the youth of this country is ditching the woke mindset. Brilyn, thanks for being with us today.
Happy Monday. Thanks, guys, for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, well, that stat that Michelle just read is pretty astounding. So what do you attribute to a shift in political values among Gen Zers?
Yeah, it's very simple. The reason that Donald J. Trump is sitting in the Oval Office as the 47th president is because he works to win my fellow first-time voters over. He is the first Republican presidential candidate in the 21st century to win Gen Z for one simple reason. He was authentic. He was relatable. He spoke directly to Gen Z on college campuses. He said, there is a problem with the country, and right now there's no future for you to grow up in, much less raise a family in, so we're going to make America great again. And Gen Z believed him. They listened. And thank goodness we did, because he's been a president of promises made, promises kept. And the only concern I have is that he's going to run out of Sharpies with everything that he's signing to make the country great again. It's been incredible to see how hard he's worked in 2 weeks, and I'm excited for the rest of the four-year term.
Yeah, it's been a busy 2 weeks, Brilyn. Check out this article from New York Magazine titled, quote, "The Cruel Kids Table." It's been blowing up on social media, seemingly backfiring on its original purpose to snub young conservatives. I'll tell you what, this was during inauguration, and I was invited to this party. I wasn't able to go to it. I'm not sure if you went, but they're making conservatives look pretty cool here. What's your reaction to this article and how it described the youth who are attending these inauguration events in D.C.?
I actually got a pretty good laugh out of it when I saw it the morning that it debuted. It's so trendy. And the headline, like you said, was "Cruel Kids Table." Kind of, say we're bullies in the lunchroom here. I've got to say we're typically the cool kids. It's pretty great to see what's happening. And this is the trend that really made Gen Z move conservative. For decades, we have been told that our masculinity is toxic. For decades, we've been told that our conservative Christian ideology makes us this nationalist figure. And we finally decided, we're going to reject that. There was a mandate that was delivered in November, a mandate for President Trump to carry out his Make America Great Again agenda, but there was also a rejection of liberal ideology, and this is the perfect example of that. That is why Gen Z's moving conservative, and they keep doing stuff like this. We're going to win over more young people. Keep it up. This is great.
Well, speaking of youth, Brilyn, Caroline Leavitt held some of her first press conferences at the White House last week, and I want to know how you think she's performing in her new position so far.
She's absolutely incredible. I've sent her a few texts, and we've talked throughout the past few weeks, her very short tenure so far as the press secretary. I got to say, I'm incredibly proud of her. She's a close friend. We worked pretty well together the first time that she was in there as a press assistant, and I have been so impressed. This is a great example of young people coming in and showing out. President Trump has the youngest cabinet since George H.W. Bush. She's a perfect example of why young people can make a statement. She's bringing in young ideas. I pitched her the idea of having some podcasters in the brief room, and thankfully she listened. And stuff like that is how Trump won. He went on podcasts. He went on TikTok. He engaged with Gen Z, like I mentioned at the top of the segment, in authentic, relatable ways. That's how President Trump's going to continue to win over youth voters, the Republican Party, not only in the midterms, but we're already looking at 2028, and Caroline Leavitt is the key to success for that. Yeah,
she really is doing phenomenal. Brilyn, I want to get your opinion on this real quick before we let you go. DNC tapping into David Hogg now. He thinks that he'll be able to garner some of the youth vote. What's your reaction to that?
Very big mistake. I am very excited to see David Hogg lead the DNC, because that means that we won't, not only will we win in the midterms in 2026, but J.D. Vance will be the president come 2028. This is the best thing the DNC has done since they picked cackling Kamala Harris to be their nominee, and I wish David Hogg all the best.
We do too. Well, thank you, Brilyn, so much for your thoughts today, and we really appreciate you, my friend.
You're giving us hope for the younger generations.
Yes,
I appreciate
absolutely.
it. Thank you.